like to welcome everybody tonight to the Nevada Community School District's Board of Education meeting. That date's not right. Yes, it is. August 4th, 2025. I'd like to call this meeting in order, taking into account we have two new recommendations for hire in front of us, and I would ask approval of the agenda accordingly.
So moved.
Second.
I see. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment. Tammy, do we have anybody contact us about anything on the agenda or otherwise?
No, we didn't.
All right, let us move into a healthy action agenda. I'd like to ask Tammy to explain a little bit of her budget amendment, and then we will open a public hearing.
Okay, I'll take a roll call real quick. Missy? Aye. Jill?
Here? Is there,
What's that?
Roll call.
Roll call, so, sorry.
so you need a here or an I? Just I here?
Yeah.
Either one.
One's good. Oh, Leanne.
I feel good about this.
Here.
I was gonna change it up and say president.
Yeah.
Folks, this is the easy part.
What should I say? Here?
It's not been used here.
Okay, so as in our packet, I did send out, publish a a budget amendment for FY26 to cover some, items that needed to be increased there, as you can see. Pretty self-explanatory on that.
As I understand it, you had a working document. It was not your final document. That would have been this, but we published the working document. So that's why we're doing this.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
It was a draft that was published originally.
On behalf of a lot of people in the district, I'd like to read this first sentence. It says there will be no increase in taxes on anything we're doing here. This is just a reflection of the accounting, and we're just doing some housekeeping here. Is that on?
Correct, yes.
I'd like to open us up to any public comment. Anybody that would like to speak to this in whatever form or fashion they wish, now would be your time. Hearing none, I'll close the public portion of this and move to approval of the budget amendment as placed before us tonight.
To approve the fiscal year 26 budget amendment as presented in our board packet tonight.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the budget amendment as given to us and discussed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 5.1, we have a public hearing on our instructional support levy, and Doctor, you want to speak to that?
Sure, yeah, I sent you some information on instructional support levy. This district has always done the 5-year board-approved ISL program, which is a combination of income surtax and property taxes. That information we provided you last week kind of gave you, that generates about $787,000 for the district. $563,000 of that comes from the income surtaxes annually. Those are general fund expenses. It's really pretty broad for instructional support. Anything that supports teaching and learning, which is most of what we do here. But you do have to renew. And the district's always done the board approved. It's a 5-year. Ours is due to expire in 2026. So we would need to pass a resolution to continue, which we'll then submit to the Department of Management to renew moving forward. Thought it was interesting too in the board update that there's actually only one district in the state of Iowa that doesn't do an ISL program.
That shocked me. Well, no, I don't know. Just the numbers surprised me.
Yeah.
Any idea why? Was it Elmkey?
Yeah, I have no clue. I would have
Is that
guessed
up northeast?
Yeah.
Eastern.
Yeah.
I would have guessed 0 districts.
Right.
Honestly, I wouldn't have imagined it.
There's got to be some quirk why they don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've always had in the entirety
that is related to that comes from property taxes. That's all property taxpayers, isn't it? That would be businesses. Anyone who owns property, even if they live in California.
Yep, right.
Okay.
It's the income surtax that only goes towards just the individuals.
Any other questions you'd like to ask of administration or the business office? I'd like to open a public comment portion to the instructional support levy. Has anybody contacted us in respect to this issue?
No.
We have nobody present that wishes to speak to it. Give it a moment. So we might email Joe. Just check and see if you're listening. I will then close the public portion of the meeting and,
All real quick.
okay.
Macy? Here. Joe?
Is this to approve?
No, this is just a roll call.
Here.
And here. Tom?
Here.
Marty?
Here. Okay, that concludes. So we're going to vote on, now we,
Have to
yeah,
have a
Now you
resolution,
vote.
that's,
right?
yes, we need to vote then and turn around and have another roll call vote.
So I would resolve to continue participation in the instructional support program.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to continue our 5-year board-approved instructional support levy as was discussed tonight with public comment component. Any last words or questions? Hearing none. Roll call.
Roll call. Macy?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Leanne?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Marty?
Aye. Thank you. Brings us to action agenda item 6.1, a resolution ordering election of a question of continuing to levy a voter-approved physical plant and equipment property tax. We call it PEPL for short. Doctor?
Yeah, so our PEPL is good for 10 years. Ours is due to expire in 2027. As I previously communicated to you, since we have an election this year, we would like to get this on the ballot, which is what you would be approving tonight, would be to send this to our voters. That way we don't have to pay for a special election the following year. That's one reason. The second reason would be if it would not be approved by voters, we would need time for other elections, perhaps provide additional education and such to try to get it passed before it expired in 2027. I think all of you as board members know that our physical plant and equipment levy, which is repairs of buildings and vehicles, buses, you name it, it would be difficult for the district to exist. Our PEPL, we've always only levied half of what we could levy, and that's what we would be putting on the ballot again in November for our voters.
Steve, would you put some information out prior to the election to educate the voters about the importance of the PEPL and what we use it for and all that?
Absolutely. Last 10 years ago, and I plan to do it again, I sent a postcard out to
Okay.
everybody in the district that listed
So that's your strategy again, is a
what it
postcard?
was. Yep. And
Okay.
so people have physical piece of mail,
Mhm.
and then of course we'll use social media and such too.
Will you include in that historically what it has been each year that demonstrates we only do, our track record of only doing half of?
Yes. In fact, I've already pulled up the postcard that I did 10 years ago, and I'll start updating it.
Okay.
And so,
That's a piece of paper, Tom.
Well, that seems to be most effective right now.
Try to get as much information as we can out before people head to the polls.
Yeah.
So it's a 50 plus one threshold?
Yes. I'll have to double check that, but pretty sure.
Okay. It's not a 60%
I don't
supermajority?
think so.
Okay.
No, it's just a
I'm pretty sure it's
simple
50,
one,
yeah.
yeah.
Simple majority?
Yeah.
Good. We have been very diligent in only asking what we thought we needed, and we still managed to find, and we were just speaking before the start of the meeting about our playground addition out at the elementary, that some Pebble dollars there too.
A little. Most of it was the state sales tax.
Now, I mean, as a recent example of what Pebble dollars buys the district
Yeah.
in the community, anybody going by the elementary and looking at new playground equipment, there's your
You have a crane out here. Crane in high school doing
Doing
roofing
roof.
work.
Yeah.
That's Pepple.
If anybody's so inclined to look at our agenda packet on pages 14 and 15, there is a very long paragraph that details out what these dollars can be spent on. So, at that point, do we have any other questions in regards to what PEPAL is, how we've applied it, and how we will hope to resolve it with the community support? That's another roll call.
Yep, another roll call. This is just saying you're present.
Here, Karen, I guess you have to.
Yeah.
Now Joe's got a new drug.
Joe.
Here?
Leanne, here. Tom,
Here.
Marty.
Here. So we have a resolution to put on this coming fall's ballot on PEPAL continuation of that tax for the district.
I move said resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. 6.2, we have a policy update. That's our final reading of our district facility usage, and I appreciate the clarity of how you did that in the board update. That reads quick.
Yeah, no changes since you reviewed it last time. Primarily just looking to increase some rates for those for-profit groups.
I can't remember. The question was asked last time for the first reading, but what about rates for all the other areas that we lease out? Are those changing, or are those not going to be?
The only ones
So this
we're-
just shows changes.
Yes,
Everything else that's currently in the policy that's not listed here will stay the same.
yes. We're suggesting that the auditoriums and those wrestling gym areas were pretty low,
Would you say 7 years since the last time we looked at these?
at least, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if we're eliminating, I should have asked this before, I'm sorry. Since we're eliminating Class B, can Class C just become Class B
Yeah.
to
Yes.
make it less confusing?
Yes.
So people like me don't call you, Dr. Gray, where's
Where's
Class?
Class B? Yeah. No, that's what we would do. We would just have the two. It's basically our nonprofit and for-profit is really all it is. I don't even recall why we had that differential in there, but we've never classified anybody as that.
Have we ever quantified in a breakout amount what our rental income is for our facilities?
I don't think so. Do you know that?
I don't know that off the top of my head. I can get that information for you.
Well, it would be nice. You know, it's kind of like Marty's question for the business office every meeting, like levies and whatnot. It'd be nice to know, because it seems like we're getting more use, and it looks like Gates is getting more use. And I was just wondering how many dollars are brought in by use of our facilities. Thank you. Any more questions on it?
I'll make a motion to approve the final reading of policy update 905.1 R1.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to have a final approval of a policy update in regards to our district facility usage and the rates we would now apply going forward. Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimous. 6.3, we have a quote, and we're going to talk about creative curriculum preschool literacy, and I would welcome Principal Kristen Nye and Associate Superintendent Asmus.
All right. Yeah.
You had it, okay, it was in the packet. Yeah, so tonight we just wanted to bring to you some information that we have regarding preschool curriculum. We currently do not have a set curriculum that we use in preschool. So preschool teachers, they meet together, they plan together, they use GOLD. We use GOLD as our assessment tool, which is the early literacy standards. So Creative Curriculum has had this curriculum out for a long time. This isn't anything new. It's just something that we haven't purchased. We haven't really, I don't know, there really wasn't a desire from the team. They felt like what they were doing was working okay. And then we got some information about a new program that they were implementing called Kickstart Literacy. So Kickstart Literacy is a supplement of the creative curriculum, all-encompassing. So Amanda Fitch, one of our preschool teachers, who's also the teacher leader in that team, did a little bit of research and found a lot of information from people that had been using it. So right now we have, as you know, we have 4 days a week that they have school. And so looking at, we have a number of our teachers that are in the process of doing letters training. And our preschool team, 2 of them did it last year, and the other 2 are doing it this year. There's a big, I don't want to say push, but there's an emphasis, a heavy emphasis on phonics and phonological awareness, print concepts, and just kind of looking through some of the things that, none of it is new, but what Creative Curriculum offers for us is that continuity. We've got it in Literacy Footprints, we have it in Bridges Math, and so what we're seeing is that continuity between whether my child has Mrs. Fitch for a preschool teacher, or Mrs. Elsasser, or Mrs. Petermeyer, or Mrs. Easley, it doesn't matter, they're all going to get the exact same curriculum, which is what we really were looking for. The biggest part of this is that it aligns to the GOLD reporting that they have to do. So preschool teachers, because we're a state-funded preschool, we have to use research base, which we would anyway, but this is the one that almost every preschool in the state uses. And so what that reporting looks like, and I have just a really quick visual for you to see. In every, all of the reporting that preschool does, they do a ton of reporting out. And so each of the units covers, they have social, emotional, physical, language, cognitive development, literacy, math, social, science and technology. And so each one of the units that Creative Curriculum has a direct tie to, so this is literacy, these are all the objectives, and then it tells you what unit and where those objectives are met. So as teachers are teaching and collecting that data, there is an opportunity for them then to just input that data, right, and it uploads directly to GOLD, which we have never had the opportunity to do that before. So they collect their data and then they have to go into GOLD and upload it all into GOLD. So this is just a direct tie to the assessment piece that we are currently using. And so we got together, the preschool team, our instructional guide, Kendra Hamilton, and then Travis Temple, the assistant principal, and myself met with a rep from Creative Curriculum. They gave us a lot of information. They sent us some sample stuff. We looked through it. Amanda did an amazing job of creating kind of a pros and cons. If we don't do it, if we do it. There's a huge community piece embedded in this, and so that is one thing that we're excited about continuing. They do a really nice job of reaching out to the community, but through the Creative Curriculum, there is opportunities for visits in your community to kind of take it to the next level in each one of these. So, for example, one of the units is seeds, and so they recommend going to. Actually, they had a number of different options, but going to a greenhouse or going to we can go visit Joe and Kristen out at the berry patch. But there's also a grocery store unit. There's a camera unit. There's a unit on percussion instruments. There's an architecture unit. There is a light unit, a camera unit, and then a building classroom community unit. So just really looking for something where they can continue to get our kids out and experience some real world things outside of the four walls of our classroom. So that was just a really great additional add-on for that. There's also professional development built into this. So our preschool teachers do not have preschool on Mondays. So we've built in professional development time for them on Mondays throughout the school year to be able to kind of do a deeper dive in this. Because it is all new, it will take us some time to work through and make sure that we're doing it with fidelity. So one of the things that this involves is PD from Creative Curriculum. So we'll have some opportunities to meet with them virtually throughout the year.
Curious what's our early K numbers this year,
We are sitting right now at 91-ish. I think we're about at 90, 91, which is up from last year. Last year we started the year, last year we only had 3.5 teachers. This year we've got 4 full-time. All of our morning sections are all sitting at 13. Right now, and our afternoon we have probably about 2 a week right now that we're getting new preschoolers that come in. So afternoon sessions are sitting at, I don't know, between 11 and 12 each right now, I think, and we've got a couple more.
Do we have any surveys looking ahead in the next couple of years about pre-K levels, or have we done that at all? No. Okay. I didn't know if we did that at all or not.
We do
Have we ever?
communicate with
I don't know.
Head
I
Start.
don't remember.
I don't either.
And look at their numbers.
okay.
Yeah, we meet with Head Start a couple of times a year, so we always know what numbers we're getting from them.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
otherwise, we do our sign up in January. That's when we start. So we typically have a pretty good idea by April what our numbers are going to look like.
Topically, this is kind of a leveling on a classroom basis, as you said, as no disparities. So your approach is, I guess, when you move it past that, I mean, this might fall into Dr. Asmus's lane, but is there anything on a capture of any measurements that we would see by implementation of this? As though, as you're saying that they had not had, I don't want to say Con Ed, what was the term we just got? You just said your pre-K teachers didn't have.
We didn't have a cumulative, we didn't have a set
Monday.
curriculum.
What was Monday?
What's that?
What did you
Oh,
do?
Monday they have PD, so they don't have students on Monday, so that's when they'll be doing their.
Okay.
their
Well, I'm just saying,
curriculum.
it's just like, is there any, there that you can point to and said, okay, here's what these dollars did, or this is what, moving it past the anecdotal to the fact that you could.
I would say raise reading proficiency scores, especially in kindergarten, first
Okay.
grade, second grade. Just
That's
better
where I'm
for
going
grade
on that.
students.
That's, yeah, I didn't
Um,
ask it
for
very
that.
well.
Actually, the bonus to this is that our assessments aren't changing. our curriculum is changing. So we will have a tool to see, because we're giving them the same assessments that we've always given. We're just changing our curriculum. So we actually will be able to tell, we will be able to look at data and see that in pretty much black and white numbers.
Yeah, I think that the big thing too is consistency of what is being taught, but still
Right.
giving teachers the opportunity of how they're teaching it is still kind of personalized to them.
That's what I'm
What's
looking
being
for.
covered is consistent, where that hasn't been the case in a variety of different subject areas previously until probably the last 4 or 5 years. You can
Okay.
see that with math, you can see that with ELA. So again, we've implemented literacy footprints, kindergarten through 4th grade, and then 2 years ago approved a 5th and 6th writing and reading curriculum. And I when I was here last month sharing the assessment data, I think those are directly correlated to where we've gone and kind of where we're hoped to going. Financial wise, it's a 2-year agreement, I guess. So it's, yeah, $21,220 for the 2 years. Everything that's outlined there is provided, so essentially classroom kits with a variety of different cards, wall cards able to use as well, classroom tools for teachers, and then the professional development online training for the teachers as well. The future cost after the 2 years is $1,000 to $1,100 per teacher. So for us, that'd be around $4,000 annually after our 2 years. Might ask where that would come from, so that would come directly from one of the curriculum accounts that I manage. Due to a variety of different just ways that we're using money more creatively, I would say, in our curriculum area, using some of our title funding, we definitely have room to be able to cover this and take this on, not only this year with the 21,000, but then annually adding that to additional costs later on down the road. Our timeline, we discussed this briefly at SIAC, just basically based on this being a need as opposed to a want. And then, of course, we're here tonight for a board action item. Got it set up, we can order the materials tomorrow. They've told us 4 to 5 days everything would arrive. The nice thing then, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this, but the only positive maybe of having a later start date is this provides the opportunity for our teachers to have some additional time. First day of preschool is August 28th, so there are a couple days even after the first day of school for our teachers to get their hands on the materials and get them ready to go for the first day when the preschool students arrive.
So the dollars for tonight are the seed money for the out years. Okay.
And the materials too,
Yeah.
themselves.
The annual cost, or the biannual cost after that is for what they call the cloud account. So we'll get all of the print materials now, and then it will just be just that digital subscription.
Okay.
That's what we will renew.
Where do these dollars come out of?
His curriculum
Curriculum.
accounts.
Okay, that's, I would just, yeah. Okay.
Pretty optimistic you can have it up and going full speed in 3
Yeah,
weeks?
yes, I am. The first unit is called Getting Ready for Preschool. And the teachers have already done, I'm going to say, a shallow dive on that, just with the online stuff. And a lot of what they're doing now will tie in. It's not like they're throwing out the baby with the bathwater here. They're already teaching a lot of these things. What this will just provide is just consistent materials and a scope and sequence that will be the same. So, yep, pretty confident that it will be. They'll still do some of their own fun things, activities that they do beginning of the year, but
They have PLC time on Monday,
Correct,
not only
maybe.
in the morning, but then also throughout the day,
throughout the day and
as
afternoon.
well,
Mhm.
to be able to have some additional planning time to work together.
What number, when you say 91 PK, what is burdensome? What number, when, on a thresholding basis, that sounds a little high, that sounds to the higher end that I recall thinking, where do we, with good fortune that we get to the point where 105 or 110 is really kind of,
Well, legally, we cannot have any more than 120.
okay.
With ratio. We have to keep a 1 to 15, well, if you have 3-year-olds in there, it gets tricky. If it's a class that has 3-year-olds, then it's a lower ratio because we're state funded than it is with 4-year-olds. But we have always, since I have been here, capped our classes at 15. So when we get 15 preschoolers in a room, that's a lot. So we like numbers under 15. If we have all 4-year-olds in a classroom, if there are no 3-year-olds in a classroom, if we have all 4-year-olds, then the legal number is 20. The ratio is 1 to 10 for adults, but we have 3-year-olds in every class.
All right.
So that ratio is 1 to 7. So actually it would be 14, but would be the limit.
I was looking for a metric on where, when you're on the high end.
Yeah, I would say an average, it'd be nice. We'd be happy with 100 preschoolers, 100 to 105 would be good. That's typically what we've had, except last year we didn't have as many. As the year went on, we added quite a few preschoolers, but we're sitting pretty well.
Good.
Now with a set curriculum, does this change anything as far as you guys are handling preschoolers who are maybe more advanced or a little bit more behind?
So they already tie their IEP goals to gold standards. But in the curriculum does have an extension for extended learners, I think is what it says. And then I don't remember what they call it, but like a review for those learners that aren't quite ready yet. And so, yeah, I feel really good about, and then that and just the experience that our preschool teachers have and the materials that they have now that they can pull to use, so,
Sure.
yeah.
Do we have like a group of students who tend to be on the more advanced side, like some early readers kind of thing?
We do, yep. We are seeing more of a contrast. We're seeing higher highs and lower lows in the last 5-ish years. But yeah, we have had some preschoolers coming in already reading, and so the teachers have done a really nice job of differentiating. Example of that is they have sign-in at the beginning of the day when they first come, so you would see, if you were to walk in, you would see some students that might just be practicing still their first letter of their name, some that might be practicing their first name in all capital letters, some that might be practicing their first name in lowercase letters, some that are working on their last name, some that are working on both first and last names. So that there's quite a differentiation already going on, and so I think that they will continue that.
Shipping costs kind of popped out at me. Does that have anything to do with the compressed timeline we're dealing with, or wow? So give me the keys to a school van, I'll go get it.
They said that the average shipping, there's no we did not look for expedited shipping. That's just shipping, their general shipping cost.
Yowza. Amazon does it for free. Are we taking steps to avoid the $530 credit card processing fee?
It's gonna be a purchase order.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not.
it'll be a
Yeah.
purchase
Yeah,
order.
it'll be-
Yeah.
Good. I look forward to, when we look at test scores here, going through the year, somebody pointing and saying, this is why we ask you to do this. It's laying the groundwork.
I'll make a motion to Approve purchase of the Creative Curriculum Preschool Literacy Program as presented in our packet tonight with the total billing cost of $21,220.
Second.
Motion and a second, following discussion of our creative curriculum preschool literacy ask from administration. We are in a position to adopt it or deny it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in on one of your last summer evenings.
I gotta go home and swing a golf ball.
We'll get going.
I know.
See you back here. Well, that brings us to the consent agenda. Misi, I read through this and I was going to ask, on the July 7th meeting, quite a bit was written, and I appreciate this, Tammy. You give meat to somebody who wants to read what we're doing here. The homeschool assistance program, is everything in there that you wanted in there, or as you recall it?
Yes, just have some additional comments from a few families. Some of the surrounding areas have had like deadlines for enrolling in their HSAP programs. So knowing we're in August, there's been no advertisement about our HSAP program, so I don't know how many families will enroll this year.
Would you, this is an assumption on my part that
Yeah,
those folks tend to network a lot of different families, or they have similar networks, so there would be some word of mouth on this. Perhaps if you're talking to a few families, they're probably talking to a few families. Is that safe to assume?
yes, that's
Yeah.
safe to assume. I think some conversation that has been happening in these networks is these decisions have been made months ago.
Yeah.
So you're more so looking to possibly establish the program and really have it up and running for the following school year. But yes, it has been spreading.
Yeah, I assume so.
people.
And I also assumed that we were probably looking more at next fall, but I do have 3 applications and plan to meet with those people, and I will explain that,
Yeah,
that we may or may not have any takers yet this fall, but
yeah.
You know, you open the door, whoever walks through, walks through. Yeah, I saw that and I thought, okay, as we memorialize this for perpetuity, is that what you wanted in the record?
Yeah, that's fine. It might work out for the district to have like a softer launch
yeah.
too, and kind of make tweaks this first year, if needed.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, this seems to be your bailiwick. Here's the bills.
Don't have anything marked. I don't know how I got that reputation.
I think we're 5+ years into it.
I did look.
I would be
At all
shocked
of
if you
them.
said it otherwise.
How are we doing with hiring your professionals? Are we looking good?
Better. But better to even right now than we were yesterday, right?
Okay.
The high school still needs one, middle school still needs one. Elementary could use a couple more.
Okay.
But the one tonight will help at the elementary. I know they've already made some adjustment based on student needs to where maybe some students might have the ability to be doubled up, but we could still use a handful across the district.
Is that what kind of happens when some of our paraprofessionals are sick? Some of our students are, trying to double them up. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as, their needs aren't so significant that we can't. But, yeah, so we've had a number of students move in to the, particularly elementary. We've had several young students with significant needs move in this summer. So that's kind of why we need some additional support.
Yeah.
Need any new vehicles?
Not right now.
Usually is the next step. So on page 39, Joe, I'm surprised you didn't see this and say something. High school keys cut. We still have keys. Bottom of the page. And it's just like we'd fobbed out years ago, and it's just like I was hoping Joe would go with this one, but
We do still have some physical keys. Here you go, in addition to your fob.
I stand informed.
Hey Marty, it's like paper.
You're angry about the postcard. Yeah. Don't encourage him.
I was just-
Don't
yeah.
encourage him.
Way to look at it,
Thank you for that overarching informational dissertation.
And actually, I did notice that, and I did ask myself some questions, but I didn't think they were
Rose to the level you would call it out in the meeting.
exactly.
Moving on, now that Tom's weighed in.
The invoice for the Huddle purchase,
Yeah, talk about that, and thank you for being in the room.
how many, of course, being familiar with, how the football team uses it, what other,
Who else
how
uses Huddle?
widespread throughout our activities is Huddle used? I mean, what other sports?
All of them.
Really?
Yeah. Heavy basketball. Baseball and softball use it.
All
Volleyball.
levels too.
All levels.
So,
I'm pretty sure that, I want to say baseball, softball, basketball, like your live stream camera, but those are Huddle cameras.
So that this purchase comes with some hardware. Is that hardware then that we own, or is it just kind of provided as long as we're a Huddle customer?
That's a good question, Joe. I'm not very adept at Huddle or what the boosters have been buying.
I was just curious.
I know it gives them like the ability to watch film instantly on the sidelines of football games on iPads. So I don't know if that's necessarily a Huddle equipment that's allowing that, or if it's access to it, but it's pretty high tech, high level. And I would say all of the area schools around us and across the state are doing the same thing.
Well, I could definitely see the value in having it. Oh gosh, the things that you can do with that, and I'm sure I just know the tip of the iceberg as a parent,
Yeah.
but the flexibility and value that it provides to coaches and others is got to be invaluable.
Yeah, it tracks viewing hours too, so you can see certain players, how long they're watching film or not watching film.
You probably got a little
The rest
foul
of the
on one
story.
particular player.
So I appreciate the boosters standing this expense, because 10 years ago, when it was an athlete doing it for themselves in their own behalf, and parents were just sitting there going like, and I'm no help, good luck, that we've moved it to this level. How does a parent, now we have this ability, how does a parent that has what they believe to be as an athlete that can go on to the next level use this?
Well, you can create highlight tapes.
Out of where, I mean, are we holding, is this a cloud-based
Yeah.
thing?
It's funny you say that because my
Well, I'm
wife
glad you were, that's why I
actually-
said I'm glad you're in the room tonight.
my wife actually holds the account for their cloud space
Oh,
for Huddle out of Omaha.
small world.
So, yes, it's got the best cloud space, best cloud equipment in the country. But yeah, it doesn't. It just essentially holds a cloud is where everything's stored, and then it's actually backed up twice with 2 different equipments through a company called Vast.
See, Tom? We're getting the real deal here.
I'm gonna back up there just a second. So, are you telling me that if a coach requested their students to watch a certain film, that then the coach could verify whether or not that ever happened?
Should be able to, yeah.
Wow.
And the amount of time. Nice.
Do we get to cross-pollinate into other districts to look at theirs?
It has to be shared. So that's the way that this is, Huddle's essentially the way that film is exchanged
Okay.
between teams.
We don't have to meet at the gas station.
I know.
Take VCR tapes anymore.
You don't have to drive.
Like we did back in the day.
16 millimeter.
Meet you halfway and exchange the VCR tape.
We used to do it if whoever won the year before that, or whoever lost the year before in the game had to go and to the other
Bring it.
person's hometown.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
The walk of shame.
The drive of shame.
To drive of shame to the tank, yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, this is the way you get instant
Yeah.
film access. You can code everything also, so you can code plays into like special teams, offense, defense, put in formations, put in
So our
everything possible. that you
coaches can
want.
do film breaks on this, or, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
how were they doing it before? If,
I think they're still, yeah,
They were coming off
they've
the
been
Huddle.
doing it.
okay.
They've had Huddle
Oh,
for as long as I've been here, but just one of the resources that Huddle has the capability of doing this. And you can make plays, you can do, I'm assuming their playbook, I don't want to speak for Coach Cleveland, but I think their playbook is made out of Huddle also. One of the tools and resources that it has.
The capabilities are amazing, out of this world. Have you ever been in the application and look at it?
Oh,
I might have spent a little bit of time in it.
I had looked over Matthew's shoulder, and that's as far as it went. He helped
Just the ability, like
his cousins put theirs together, Aiden and
with
Carson.
And
but-
you can put arrows in, you know, where they're at and put in plays.
Yes, I've seen,
Map
he's forwarded.
Music, Illustrator.
special effects, yeah. But I mean, just the value to the coaches and to the programs
I
and the
had to
teams. You know, like you said,
Yeah.
you could, you know, if like if a coach wanted to, the football coach wanted to see everything that their opponent does on third down,
Yep.
third and
Can pull it
5,
off.
third and 5 or
Well, I thought
or
we
less.
couldn't dip into somebody else's film.
It's a legend.
Yeah.
No, you can
Oh.
share it, so like, yeah, like, so when I'm just assuming, after a game, they go in and do what's called ODK, everything, so categorize everything, offense, defense, kicking.
Right.
You can put the yard line on the hash, situation, outcomes. When you get a film from another team, you can do the same thing. So you could put in like on defense, anytime a team blitzes, and then all of a sudden you find out they blitz every third down when it's 3rd and 8 on the right hash inside the 40-yard line. That's kind of what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see like everything that they do.
It's amazing. I was blown away when I got to see it.
Wow.
And it's good to hear that it's applicable and useful for everybody.
Yeah.
In all
Right.
sports.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that.
I don't, yeah, I mean, some sports more than others. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know about,
I-
like golf.
football's
I mean,
the
our
one.
golfers, I don't think are using Huddle, but I don't know if our tennis players are, but,
I
you know,
think-
volleyball, basketball.
Red did. I
Tennis
know-
you might.
I know Red definitely did in cross country.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
think he did in
most
tennis too. I was just trying to look it up.
Heavy basketball, I know from my my son.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else? And once again, thank you boosters for standing this expense. Obviously, you heard a very informed and lengthy conversation about what we can do with it and how it will help our programs and our athletes.
Yeah, those hot dogs and popcorn add up.
What?
And this is just for 1 year, right? I mean, assuming, yeah, it's just 1 year.
Nobody? Nothing?
I'll move approval of the consent agenda with the 2 personnel additions.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as is placed before us tonight with the 2 higher additions. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Board member comments?
I don't have a comment, I have a question, and you probably don't know off the top of your head. Just for our last special election, what was the cost to the district?
We'll have to check. I think I might have put it in the board update, actually. So I think that question got asked and Brian
Yeah,
relayed it, and you were all like,
yeah, I was
wow, that's
thinking
a
like
lot.
Yeah.
20,000 or
The
something.
fact that, well, special elections are expensive, but we've also communicated that years past on just regular elections and what it costs the school district, which doesn't seem to me it should cost anything to the school district, but it does. So I asked, yeah, we'll look for that.
It was neat seeing our new elementary playground equipment featured on the cover of the Nevada magazine.
Should be.
I drive by as often as I can and been following the progress, and it looks really neat.
There's some good pictures.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest, someone needs to take a picture of that while it's brand new, and I should have known y'all would be on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Marlis is still around, so.
yeah. No, Carrie took care of that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there was some special little, yeah. Well, as you can see, we've got a new calendar we've taken into a new year, so we got a meeting here on the 18th. Can you see everybody's smiling face, or people got some last minute summer plans? Playing it by ear?
I'll be here.
Okay.
Be here.
Should be here unless I'm having a baby.
We're gonna need a note.
Yeah.
You can sit in for that.
Oh, nevertheless, we've done well. Tom, welcome back.
Yep. Thanks again for everyone covering for me.
You were here for the heavy lift. So, that said, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor.
Aye.
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 Thank you and good night, everybody.